Some people don't need fists, their smirk alone is enough to make you feel disrespected. They don't shout, but every word they speak cuts like a blade, sharp with hidden contempt. But what happens when you stay calm, completely unfazed, refusing to play their game? They smirk, they raise their voice not to alert others, but just enough to sting, to leave a mark only you can feel. Their words drip with venom, carefully chosen not to communicate, but to belittle. They don't want a conversation, they want control. They want to see you flinch, to watch you crumble, even if only for a second, because in that moment, they win. But you don't give them that moment, not because you're fragile, but because you've grown far beyond their level of emotional immaturity. You're not a vessel for other people's chaos. You're not their emotional punching bag. You're something far more intimidating, a human being in total control of himself. And that kind of control is rare. It doesn't explode, it responds. It doesn't lash out, it strikes surgically. With the blade of truth, this precisely is what the ancient Stoics mastered. Not passive silence, but powerful stillness. Not indifference, but clarity. When you embody this philosophy, you don't merely endure disrespect, you turn it into a quiet but unforgettable lesson. This is not fluffy advice to just ignore them. No, we're heading straight into the core of psychological warfare. You will be armed with 5 cutting, cold, stoic responses, each crafted to leave a mark, but spoken without a raised voice or loss of dignity. And when you walk away, they won't be smirking. They'll be haunted by the one thing they couldn't control, you. Remember how in the last section, you learned to deliver a quiet, razor-sharp response? Now, let's go even deeper, because control isn't just about holding back. It's about shifting the entire energy of the moment. 3. You seem upset. Do you want to talk about it or just project it? This line is powerful because it doesn't defend, it dissects. Here's a hard truth few ever say out loud. Most rudeness isn't about you. It's about them, their pain, their unresolved chaos, their internal collapse. Hurt people. But the weak, they project. They spill their frustrations onto whoever is closest, hoping to feel lighter by dragging someone else down. The Stoics understood this. They didn't just listen to insults, they saw through them. Seneca once said, "Anger, if not restrained, is more destructive to us than the injury that provokes it." So when someone disrespects you, don't absorb the venom, reflect it. Say, calmly, "You seem upset. Do you want to talk about it or just project it?" You're not defending yourself, you're diagnosing them, and instantly, the dynamic flips. Now they look unstable, not you. And here's the beauty of it all. You did it without raising your voice. You turned their sword inward using only one sentence. That is power. For I don't argue with noise. Come back when you have a point. This is where you destroy them with stillness. Rude people feed on chaos. They need you loud, flustered, reactive. But you stay still. You don't argue with barking dogs. You walk past them. So when someone throws snide comments, interrupts you, or acts superior, stay calm and say, "I don't argue with noise." Come back when you have a point. Suddenly, the air turns cold. The vibe shifts. You just told them, "You're not even worth my focus right now," and focus is power. When you withhold your attention, your emotional energy, you starve their ego. There's no punishment more severe than being ignored by someone who could have destroyed you. This isn't arrogance, it's strategic control. 5. You have no idea who you're talking to. This is the final line, the nuclear option. Use it when someone crosses the line publicly, rudely, and aggressively. It's not a threat, it's a reminder. Just because you're calm doesn't mean you're harmless. Just because you're composed doesn't mean you're incapable of destruction. Look them in the eyes and say it slowly. You have no idea who you're talking to. No need to explain. Let their mind fill in the blanks. Are you powerful, dangerous, disciplined, unpredictable? Maybe you're all of it. And if you've walked through fire and come back stronger, they better hope you keep choosing peace. Never forget, disrespect isn't always loud. Sometimes it wears a smile. But the Stoic code never changes. Don't give them what they want. They want you shaken. They want your peace. They want control over your emotions so they can twist it to their will. But if you stay grounded, if you deny them access to your soul, you'll leave behind a silence that cuts deeper than any words could. You saw how staying composed can flip the power dynamic. Now, we take it further, turning calm into a weapon. You don't pull emotional levers. You give them nothing. Your calm is your armor, and your words, when chosen with clarity, confidence, and precision, are far more destructive than any fit of rage. When the root finally realize they can't manipulate you, they don't just back off, they shrink, because deep down they respect what they fear. And nothing is more terrifying than someone who cannot be moved. You don't need to shout to prove power. You don't need to threaten, explain, or plead. Real power is silent, unshakable. It walks into the room and commands attention without saying a word. It doesn't bark orders. It doesn't seek validation. It radiates from within. All you need is clarity over chaos, poise over pettiness, and wisdom over reaction. The Stoics didn't just teach us how to endure insults, they taught us how to transcend them. They taught us how to stare foolishness in the face and remain unmoved, to respond with such calm precision that the attacker is disarmed before they even realize they've lost. Because real strength isn't about reacting louder, it's about making your silence louder than their noise. So next time someone crosses, you pause, smile, let the silence stretch, let them stew in their own confusion. And when you finally speak, make every word count. Say something so clear, so cold, so calculated. It sticks. Let your words cut like a scalpel, not crash like a hammer. Because once you've mastered the art of restraint, once you've truly commanded yourself, you stop being easy to provoke. You stop giving power to those who never earned it. You become dangerous, not because you shout, but because you don't have to. And that's when they start to fear you, not for your fury, but for your control. And finally, remember this: you don't need to react to prove your strength. True power comes from calm, from the ability to remain composed when the world around you spins out of control. If this video gave you clarity or strength today, hit the like button, share it with someone who needs it, and drop a comment below. What helps you stay calm when you're provoked? And if you haven't subscribed yet, join our community where we learn how to live with depth, courage, and unshakable focus in a noisy world. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Stay centered and never give away your inner peace.